Hey guys, Chris here from Chef Wannabe's Life. Today we are going to touch on a serious subject that I unfortunately have a personal experience with. And if you are a parent, a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, an older brother or sister, or you in any way, shape, or form are responsible for or regularly observe children, I would love for you to watch. I am just going to jump right into this because it is 50 shades of awkward for me. This actually is a video that should be preceded by the story of my situation. However, I am extremely confident, yet extremely nervous to share my experience. So I'm going to dip my toes in the water with this video. I am a survivor of childhood sexual abuse. Now, this is not a video to shade my parents in any way, shape, or form. Not at all. This is just simply relaying to you what I feel were signs that they missed in me that may have led them to be aware of what was going on before I was 35 years old. So, my abuse started probably between the ages of 6, 7, 8. So I can only attest to what my symptoms were, and then what some symptoms are that I have seen in other sexually abused children. It is so sickening. I'm so sickened that a video like this even needs made. But I feel like if my parents had been more aware or had known what to look for, I might not be in this position. And so I feel like if I make you aware as a parent, as a babysitter, as a daycare provider, as a grandparent, that maybe you won't miss signs. God forbid this is happening to a child in your life. And so I come to you hoping that you are open to just hearing what I have to say and just that, being a little more aware. I'm the youngest of 10 children, and my parents had a lot on their plates. My mom suffered mental illness. My dad sometimes was working 4 and 5 jobs to try to put food on the table. And there was no noticing little things about each child that changed, is kind of how I feel. So let me tell you my experience and what things that maybe my parents missed as far as signs or little things that may have made a parent go, Now I realize that this was the 70s, and I have to be honest, I kind of tire of the whole, people just didn't talk about that then, or people would have never suspected that then. Let me just tell you, this has been happening for longer than you can even probably think back in time. And I can't change the past, but I can change ignorance in the future. Trust and believe that it happens daily, probably to somebody you know. Whether it happened when they were a child or whether they're an adult and it happened to them as a child, it is a disgusting and alarming rate that this happens. As a matter of fact, studies say that 1 in 5 girls will be sexually abused in their childhood, and 1 in 20 boys will be sexually abused during their childhood. That is unacceptable. It is unacceptable. Let me just tell you about the signs I feel like that were missed that might have made someone investigate into what was really going on. I had nightmares all the time. I cried all the time, especially before bed. I urinated the bed well into my junior high years, especially when this person was in the home. We lived in a 2-story home, over 100 years old, with no air conditioning. And I would wear fleece-footed, zip-up pajamas to bed every night, even during the summer, because I thought that would protect me. It clearly didn't. But in my child mind, that was going to protect me. Also, in those summer months, I would have my bed up against a wall so that I could try to sleep between the bed and the wall, and this person wouldn't find me. I can recall my mom one time saying, "Why do you always have to have your bed against a wall? What is this?" Or her exact words were, "It looks like a tornado came in the middle of your room and just threw everything up against the walls." It's ironic that today I can't stand and have no tolerance for beds against walls. I can't. I cannot have beds against walls. So, during these adolescent years, I also began a lot of overeating. And I always wanted to be at home. I didn't really want to stay overnight with friends. Normal things that a adolescent / preteen girl, the overnights, the this, the that, I never wanted to do that. If they couldn't stay over at my house, then it was a no-go, and quite frankly, I didn't even really want people to stay at my house. For multiple reasons, but for an obvious reason. Let me also just remind you that if a child seems uncomfortable with someone in their life, trust your child. Don't force kisses. Don't force hugs. I am not that person that is paranoid or anything like that, but don't force that, because there is a reason, and it could be completely nothing at all, and most of the time it is nothing at all. But just respect how your child feels. If your child ever expresses they don't like someone or someone makes them feel scared, listen, listen, listen. Please, I beg you. If a child ever tells you that someone has hurt them or touched them, believe them enough to investigate. Investigate it. Find out. Because I will be damned if someone would have ever hurt my child and I would have not believed them, not investigate it, and then it continued. Listen to them. False accusations happen all of the time. All of the time. But not enough times do parents investigate because they're in denial. Your child is the one that's going to have to live with this for the rest of their life. I am living proof of that. I believe that the symptoms from my abuse continued to my teen years after it had stopped. Depression. Doing poorly in school. Did I mention depression? It just is important to pay attention and to listen. So someday, hopefully soon, I will have the courage and be ready to share my story, because I never want someone who is an adult like myself to feel like it's too late to deal with these things, because you may think you're not affected, but trust and believe. It has affected your life in more ways than you can imagine. So while I want people to be aware about all of the signs and symptoms that this could be happening to your child, I also want other adults to understand that it is not too late ever to come forth with things that may have happened to you 30 or 40 years ago, or that you can't still get help, or that you can't become the whole person you deserve to be again. So, my prayer is that for anyone else who is either at the place of being a victim or the place of being a survivor of childhood abuse, that you find someone you can talk to and accept it, that you know that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and that you know and believe that was nothing you deserved, and how sorry I am that it happened to you. If you are a survivor, I'm so proud of you. If you are a victim who has not yet been able to get there, you will. I promise you will. And I'm so proud of you for the work you're already putting in. So thank you for listening to this video. I know it is a little bit more of a serious subject than I generally tend to talk about here on my channel, but this is part of my life. This channel is all parts of my life, and I'm sure there will be other topics like this. But in the meantime, please know how much you're loved, how much you're cared for. Thank you for being part of my YouTube family, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.